happening? This is Cody here along with my brother Gavin, and you are in luck. We're kicking off our very first episode of what we're calling Pulpit Fiction.
Yes, sir.
All right, and so right now, today we're going to be talking about one of our favorite movies that has came out back in 2018. We're going to be kicking this show off with Black Panther.
Yes, indeed.
Now, when it comes to the Black Panther, brother, what was it about this movie that was so exciting? Why did you feel the need to go out and watch Black Panther?
Yeah. So, man, the first thing, if I'm honest with you, is I'm a big Marvel, DC superhero fan. So having seen Civil War, and they introduced I didn't know who Black Panther was, and saw him in Civil War. Oh man, I was like, man, this guy needs a movie.
Okay.
And when they announced they were coming out with a movie, I had to see it. So honestly, a lot of the cultural implications, that stuff kind of came later for me as I realized what was happening. I was just kind of superhero fan going to go see a superhero movie.
Okay, gotcha.
What about you?
Gotcha. So me, I'd tell you the cultural stuff was the first thing for me.
Okay.
After watching how everybody else was going to go watch this thing, and they would show up in their sort of African attire and all of this stuff, and it was just a movement. It was sort of like when everybody jumped in line to go to Popeyes when that chicken sandwich came out.
I still haven't had that.
Oh my goodness, he's tripping. Okay, bro. But no, man. So for me, it was, man, I got to experience this. I got to see what it is that people are in love with. But from the trailer, I did notice something that I want to ask you about now.
Okay.
All the time, I guess, people would ask the question, which one is better? Did Ben Affleck play a better Batman or Bruce Wayne?
Okay.
Because it's difficult to pull them both off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So who's the main character for you? Who's really selling the Black Panther for you? Is it the Black Panther or is it T'Challa? Who's your favorite?
Man, yeah. Wow. Okay. So from Civil War.
Okay.
It was Black Panther, right? So if you remember his introduction, first his introduction was him as T'Challa. His dad dies in that explosion. But when you see him show up in the Panther suit on the rooftop, fighting Captain America and the Winter Soldier, I was like, oh man, this guy's crazy. So I'm showing up to the movie theater for that. I want to see Black Panther, the superhero. Yeah. But I tell you what, man, as I'm watching the movie, Chadwick Boseman's portrayal of T'Challa, that was just incredible to me. That was all of it, awe-inspiring to me. The movie as a whole, but I think even his portrayal just as Black Panther, and that instantly became my favorite superhero.
Sure. I want to ask you one specific thing about the Black Panther. What did it do for you as a kid? Did you have that experience growing up where you had a connection with a certain superhero? Who was that superhero that you felt most connected to? But what could you compare and contrast the two? Like, what did that superhero, your previous sort of favorite superhero? Not to say that Black Panther is your favorite superhero. Who knows?
Yeah.
But how would you compare those two?
Man, so I'd say honestly, like, growing up, my favorite superhero was Batman, and it probably still is, just for the history side of it.
Yeah.
I don't think I had the lens as a kid to kind of process all. So let me backtrack. When the movie came out in 2018, again, I'm excited to watch a superhero movie. Marvel fan, I want to see how all of this connects to the MCU. Watching Batman growing up, I loved that he was a regular guy. He made a little bit more money than I made, but he didn't I like that he didn't have superpowers, right? I never liked Superman because I'm like, man, you can fly around. You're stronger than everybody. How do you lose? You can only lose if you're dumb. And that seemed to happen to Superman a lot. So Batman, he just had wits about him. He was resourceful. Obviously, Black Panther not the same thing. He's got superpowers from from the serum, but being able to process as the movie's going on, like, wait a minute, here's a hero that looks like me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similar thoughts. There's ideas in this movie that I've thought about, that I've felt, that I've experienced, and it's totally normalized in the movie.
Yeah.
We've talked before about this. Not the first black superhero. Spawn, 1996.
Yeah.
So I remember, and you just, when a movie comes out and there's a black lead in it, you just, that's my movie. I gotta go see it. So even from a young age, Spawn, he's literally from hell. Not really a superhero. Or the Blade movies.
Yeah.
Half man, half vampire. He's not even really a superhero. He's kind of the bad guy. But to see someone who's just representing good.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that before.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I thought they did a really good job of playing a good guy superhero.
Yeah.
But I also want to say, man, there was something about the cultural implications and sort of that moment in history that we were in, and that we were, and to go to the movies during that time. It's almost, some things you can take out of its cultural context and it sort of loses its significance. But at that particular time, what was going on in our world, and to go to the movies and watch a beautiful picture of black culture, black music, black excellence, black acting, some of the best with Boseman and Lupita and all of those, and so Angela, absolutely, and so what from that standpoint of going in during that context, I think we had even Kaepernick and all of that stuff happen in 2016, I think it was. Could you speak to the cultural aspect of it as well?
Absolutely, man. It's so from a big picture, this was a pretty pivotal time in my life, because 2016 was really when I started noticing. So I'm from South Florida, like you, and my family is very diverse. We got black and white in the family. School I've always gone to has always been very diverse. Gone to public schools here in South Florida my whole life, and so the sense and the palpability of racism was just not something that was really felt in the extreme for me. However, 2016 started to give me a new lens, and I'm not even talking about Trump's election. It was Kaepernick kneeling. Yeah. Something that was really obvious to me. Here are unarmed black people, being shot, and all I'm hearing from my circle of people that I'm around, which is diverse, but a lot of white friends as well. And just hearing how in every single case there was always, what was he up to? Yeah. What was he doing? Yeah. Didn't he look suspicious? And none of that ever sat well with me. And then when Kaepernick started kneeling, a very innocent form of protest, which is the most American thing you can do, is to protest. And seeing just the vitriol and the venom towards that, man, it made me feel kind of uncomfortable in my own skin. Like, man, this is how you guys view me and look at me. And then, so being able to see a movie that demonstrates we're not thugs, we're not gangsters, we're not up to no good. We're just we're people. We're human beings that have emotions and like superheroes and good versus evil. Like, look at us, we're regular people. And for me, for whatever reason, I probably can't explain it. You can probably articulate this a little bit better than me. That cultural moment, and being able to go to a different world. And so when the movie first kicks off, you have the plane, kind of going through, and it's like, and it just takes you out of it. And the music. But then all of a sudden, bro, you see this king, Chadwick Boseman. And he got the swag, and he walking, he doing his thing. And it's like, oh, man.
And so,
yeah.
man, it's gonna be difficult to top Black Panther 1. We're gonna move over now to Black Panther 2.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's gonna be difficult to top it, just because you got Chadwick and you got all that is transpired, that cultural moment. It's different now.
Yeah,
it's different now.
Yeah,
but I'm open, brother. I'm
Okay.
open to seeing how things go.
You sound skeptical.
What? I gotta be. I don't know if there's any other way to be. But I'm open to it being able to speak to the cultural moment, like the first one did.
Yeah.
As well as just being an overall good movie.
Yeah.
And so, what is it that you're excited about?
Okay.
Going into this next movie.
So I'll tell you two things. We talked about this a little bit before. So for me personally, I have a real hard time watching any kind of movie that depicts black suffering whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
Really hard.
Okay.
So
you one of those?
I've never seen Amistad, never seen 12 Years a Slave.
Okay.
I mustered up the courage to sit down and watch Fruitvale Station, and I cried for about 3 days. It felt like. When this trailer dropped the first time, my wife can tell you, I cried probably the first 7 times I watched the trailer. I know it. I know that's weird. I know that's weird.
No.
I know that's weird.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So when Chadwick passed at the end of 2020, again, I don't know him. He doesn't know me. Gut punch, man.
Yeah.
We got Kobe to start the year. COVID kicks off in March. I think right around the same time Ahmaud Arbery hit the news.
Yep.
Ahmaud Arbery was like a knife to the heart because that just seems so normal.
Yeah.
One of the things that we did a lot. My son was born. My oldest son was born 2018. So one of the things that we did a lot early on, my wife and I and him, we go on walks through the neighborhood. Yeah. And Florida is it's a stand your ground state.
Yeah.
So all I could think about after Ahmaud Arbery was, man, my son, he throws toys sometimes out of the stroller, and I could see myself stopping to go and pick up like a little Mickey or something, and someone be, what is this guy doing in my lawn? And then having the right to just, it affected me for a while. So going back to the movie, what Chadwick, what Black Panther represented for me, was just this touch of excellence.
Yeah.
That, man, we're not people to be shot down in the street. We're not criminals. We're not thugs. Like we're kings, right?
Yeah.
And when he died, I was like, what? Why him? That was my thought. Like of all people on the planet, like there's a lot of people on this planet.
And it was such a shock. I mean, come to find out, we now know some things that we didn't know that he was going through medically.
Yeah.
But bro, it came out of nowhere. It was similar to Kobe, like you mentioned. Yeah. But I think we would do an injustice, brother, if we do not talk about this. And you just mentioned one of his films, Fruitvale Station. Yeah. Michael B, man.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan, man.
What did Michael B do in the first movie that will now be missed in the second movie?
See, so here's my theory. I'm still.
Oh, you're gonna hold on to that?
Yes, I'm deep into this theory. All right, so first trailer comes out. You've got the mesh of No Woman, No Cry, and the Kendrick song.
Okay.
And right at the end, you got the whole Kendrick song to work with.
Okay.
You see the flash of Black Panther, the claws come out, and he says, "And when I wake up," close of the trailer.
Okay.
Why would they pick that, man?
Why would they pick that part?
Because the one who's asleep and dead is Killmonger. He's gonna wake up and be Killmonger's coming, man. Mark my words. This is a prediction.
Bro,
so
you hold on to that all you want
movie,
to. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, bro. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. But what did he represent for you in the movie? Because I mean, he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wasn't he? He was a bad guy.
Yeah.
But what does he represent in the movie? How did he bring life to the movie? Some people even feel as though the movie didn't start until Killmonger. Yeah. With that mask and like he really brought it. But any thoughts on Michael B?
He's definitely one of those movies where the villain shines just as much as
the hero, yes.
Right? It's in that Dark Knight type of category.
To some degree, I felt a little struggle with, man, who to vote for, who to root for at the end when both of these boys Is the Black Panther? Yeah.
That's a compelling villain though, because you see at the end of the movie, Wakanda and T'Challa has bought into, hey, he was right. We are our brother's keeper.
Yeah.
How can we help the world? So yeah, it was what Michael B. brought to the movie. I think will be missed in the sense that he's the voice of the angst, the struggles, the frustrations that we all know and are familiar with. So
yeah, he did play that.
I think that would. But what I'm looking forward to, I danced around your question so well, right? What I'm really looking forward to then is the story. So at the end of the day, I'm a fan of superhero movies. I'm fully immersed in the MCU and what's going on with the heroes and villains, and so being able to see this compelling story of these water people, and I like that they're going in the direction of the indigenous Mexican people, and then that's what that's going to represent, and they're going to war with these African people. That sounds like an epic story to me that I can't wait. So it won't have the same cultural significance as the first movie. I don't think it'll be, there's mixed opinions on should they have recast T'Challa because of what T'Challa represents. Should they bring in a new actor? Do they want to move the story? There's a lot of cloudiness around that. Yeah. But for me, I think it's going to be a cool story where they'll be able to depict in film the loss of T'Challa, the same way we feel about losing Chadwick, the person, and then move forward with a story. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay. Our boy, his name slipped my mind now, but he's the director from
Coogler,
Oakland. Coogler, yes. He probably could recapture some of that. I'm happy to know that they're still sticking with him going into the next one. Yeah, did such a great job bringing that to life and touching those heartfelt places for a lot of us.
Which, by the way, he did Fruitvale.
He did Fruitvale as well.
Yeah, he did Creed, the first Creed.
Oh wow!
Michael B. Jordan is his guy.
Okay. Oh, so you might be right. Okay. Yes. All right. So hey, we'll find out. We'll find out. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on before we?
Man, I'm gonna see it twice.
Okay.
I just have to be able to process. I need to react. Okay. Probably on my own, so I can cry like a little baby at a superhero movie for no reason. I mean, I was crying at the trailer. That's weird. And then be able to watch it again. I'm fully processed.
Bro, I've cried to Lion King when I was like 4 years old. But bro, to the trailer?
The heartstrings, man.
Oh my goodness,
Creed 2 got me too, man. Creed 2.
Creed 2? Got me. Yeah, probably got me. All right, well, that about wraps up our first ever episode here with Pulpit Fiction. We'll be talking to you guys after the second movie comes out of Black Panther. Hopefully this man doesn't take you forever to watch it 2 times or 3 times, however long. But after we watch the movie, we'll be back on here and we'll share some thoughts with you. Until that time, hope to see you soon. Take care.